Hello.
So I heard that you're making an exhibition with named Bloody Chunks here in Saigon about a group named called X-Metal. So how did you first met this guy, X-Metal?
X-Metal. I guess I first met Chum. I first saw him play when I came to Vietnam 5 years ago, and I think after about 3 months of being here, I saw my first metal show, and I believe that Chum was playing bass in one of the bands, and I remember being really impressed with the energy and the spirit and the attitude of all the fans and the musicians. And maybe I saw maybe a few more gigs, and then I got introduced to Chum properly, and I started to find out about X-Metal.
Yeah. So why did you choose to support them and assist them all over the trail?
When I was a teenager myself in England, I was into hardcore music, but back then, it was a long time ago, the music was more, not so much metal, it was punk, goth and indie music.
Yeah.
But the spirit of and the feeling that I got when I first saw the metal bands here in Vietnam reminded me of being a teenager myself, and I felt really excited to see this in Vietnam, especially in Vietnam. I didn't know that there was this kind of music and following, so it made me interested to start wanting to take photos, and I thought it was important to document the scene that was happening here in Vietnam.
Yes, I get it. So along the trail, can you remember like some of the most memorable memories? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I guess one of my favorite gigs was Death Fest.
Yeah, the Death Fest.
2012.
Yeah.
That to me was just one of the best shows that I'd seen, and it was interesting because there was a lot of international bands from Malaysia.
Yeah, it was
Japan.
like the first Death Fest, which had foreign band that come to Vietnam. Yeah?
Yep. And I remember particularly it was about 5 hours long, maybe 6 hours long, the gig.
Yes, if I wasn't wrong, it was like from 3 p.m. to 9.
Yeah, and I remember everyone was going crazy from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
And I think that was the most exciting turning point. I think for me, it was the best that I'd seen in everybody's attitude and spirit and the music.
About Bloody Chunks, the exhibition.
Yeah.
What is the original idea, and what is your purpose of doing this?
Well, firstly, I have to thank Bloody Chunks Records for letting me use their name.
Yeah.
Because when I first heard that as a name of a record company, I thought that was a brilliant name, and it seemed to make sense to me to call the show and the series of pictures after the first and only metal record label here in Vietnam.
Yes.
So yeah. Sorry, what was the question again?
The question is, what is the original idea of the exhibition and your purpose of doing this?
Right. Okay. Yeah. The original idea, for me. I've been photographing and working as a photographer for 20 years.
Yeah.
Before I came to Vietnam, I worked as a music photographer for magazines in Europe and America. So I'd photograph bands, I would photograph fans at gigs. So to me it's a subject that's really close to my heart. Ever since I was a teenager myself, I've been photographing music and people who love music. So for me, when I came to Vietnam, I came for work and for an adventure. When I actually saw the first metal gig, I was really excited. And I realized then that this could be a really interesting scene. It could be a really interesting project and subject, yes, exactly, to actually photograph. And I've been doing it, I guess, over the last 5 years, but I think the last two years since Death Fest until recently, the last 2 years, I've been doing the black and white project. Before the first shots, the first few years, I was taking colour photography, and colour was good, but it didn't seem to feel like the emotion that I was seeing at the gigs. Black and white seemed to make a lot more. It's clearer. And also, I shot on black and white film. So all of these pictures are on black and white film, which is an old method. Now everybody is shooting on digital. So I like this idea, and I hand processed all of the images myself in my bathroom, and then I printed all of these images back in London and brought them back here to now have an exhibition.
So now, when you do black and white pictures like that, do you have like difficulties in gathering the materials?
Yes. I started trying to find chemicals in downtown Saigon, but it was nearly impossible. I found a few bags of funny-looking chemicals and crystals, which I used for the first few rolls, but then I realised that wasn't really reliable. I went back to England on a trip and I brought chemicals back with me. But I also realised that I could use vinegar as one of my chemicals as part of the process. Clear vinegar that I could buy at the supermarket. So that was an interesting discovery for me. It was a new way to process films.
So you say that you have to come and go from Saigon to London to make the exhibition? Does it make you any inconvenience?
No, it's my passion. It's what I do. So, I've been working hard on these pictures for a long time now. So I have to keep the level of professionalism in every single part of the process. From the film pictures at the beginning, to the processing, to the scanning of the negatives, to the printing of the pictures, to the hanging, to the framing. Every process is just as important.
So how did you prepare for the show, about occupation, promoting the show? With
the gallery space here, they have their contacts, and we've kind of invited everybody on Saturday night. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. It could be really crazy. I don't know. But yeah, I have people that I would like to invite, and I know you guys have got people you can invite too. Everyone's welcome. I need to apologise though, if some people are not in the pictures, don't get angry with me.
That's okay, because we're not like frame seekers.
It's hard to edit actually. It's very hard to edit from so many pictures. That I need to just get pictures that I think tell a little story each one.
Can you remember how much pictures has you taken?
Oh, well, actually, because it's not digital, I shot maybe, because it was film, maybe only 1,000 pictures.
Wow.
If it was digital, you'd shoot loads of pictures.
How much did you choose for the exhibition?
30 pictures. Which, eventually what I would like to do is do a book.
A book?
Yeah. and the book will have more pictures in it.
So
The book might have maybe 100 pictures, which will tell a bigger story. But for an exhibition, you can only hang so many pictures,
yeah.
and
I
it's to give more of a flavour.
Yeah, I got it. So, what do you expect in this exhibition for you and or for the fans or for X-Metal?
Well, I hope to, like for me, what I would hope for is to bring awareness to X-Metal and the metal scene.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's interesting, foreigners will come to see it, and also Vietnamese that don't know anything about
Yeah.
the metal scene. I talk to Vietnamese people and they go, oh, I don't know what you mean. So for me it's interesting to tell the story and to bring awareness
Yeah.
to metal music in Vietnam.
So that would mean a lot to X-Metal. And so, can you tell us a little about your future plan after the exhibition?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess, as I said, I'd like to make a book out of these pictures. It's possible, I don't know at this stage, but I could exhibit in another country with the same pictures.
Yeah.
So that can happen, but nothing's booked in just yet. At the moment, I'm concentrating on doing a good show,
Yeah.
and from there we will see what will happen.
So that's the end of my questions. And thank you for your friendly conversation.
Thank you. Very good. Yeah, we're going to hang them up now. So we're just, this is going to be the positioning, and they'll be up sort of like.
I see. What is going to be there?
Yeah, all pictures will be kind of head height. So these will be up in the air. But this is the first we position them just to see how they look. We'll be hanging them from the wire. On this side, and then this side, like the drilling to the wall.
Is that all there? Or is there more?
Well, there is more, but I can't show everything. So, yeah, I had to make a selection for the show, but I was telling the guys earlier that I'll be doing a book, hopefully it's on the book.